Yo, we back like we never left, because we never left. It probably feels like I left for 2 weeks, but I've been right here, man. I'm just going through a couple things, trying to get the channel right. And where I record at downstairs in my office, they remodeling everything. So I thought it was going to take like a week, but it's been taking longer. So I was going to wait until they was completely finished, but it's taking too long. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna just do it in the crib. So I just did a little quick setup for y'all today, because everybody's hitting me up like, yo, what's up? You good? This and that. So I'm like, man, I gotta give them, you know what I mean? At least a little quick one for today. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's get right into it. So boom. Remember I told y'all I was working at the spot in Mount Vernon called the Mail and Parcel Shop. So boom. That was the story with the guns and all that. Remember? My boss set me up and shit. All right. So this is obviously before the whole gun shit. So, all right. So one of the things we did at this mail place was we shipped out and received packages, you know, boxes, all kind of shit. So another thing we did was PO boxes. You could come into the store and get yourself a PO box and get your stuff delivered straight to the store. And whenever you got time or whatever, you come pick your shit up from the store. So this girl comes in one day and she's asking me about a PO box and shit. So she's asking me like, can she receive big boxes and like, you know, just a bunch of shit. But I ain't think nothing of it because everybody be asking those type of questions, right? So she's like, all right, cool. I want a P.O. box. So I did the paperwork and shit, put the shit in the computer. She gave her a P.O. box and she dipped off. So a few weeks later, she gets a package. It's a box. She gets a big box. So my boss is in the store this day. He's rarely in that store. I was basically running the store because it's a small store. So, but this day he was at the store with me. So the packages come in. Her package came in too. So he grabs it, throws it on the counter, and yo, you could smell mad bud coming out this box, right? Like they didn't even try to cover it up. It was just smelling crazy. My boss ain't no street dude or nothing. You know what I mean? He's just he's a square. So he like, damn, what's that smell? So I'm like, you don't know what that smell is, bro? That's bud. He like, I didn't say that, but he like, yo, I think that's marijuana. So I'm like, yeah, I think that's what it is. Fucking genius. So I'm like, damn, this shit must be a lot of bud. If this shit is full of bud, we got a scale. We had a big scale for the packages for when you were shipping the package, you gotta weigh it first, and that's how you get the your price. So I grabbed the shit, man, quick, bang, threw it on the scale. That shit was 10 pounds. It was like over 10 pounds, but you know, it was 10 pounds of bud. So I'm like, damn, it's 10 pounds. So he like, oh, I'm calling the cops. I'm calling the post office. And I'm like, yo, boss, just chill for a minute. Like, yo, let's think about this for a minute. So he like, nah, there's nothing to think about. I'm calling the cops. So I'm like, fuck, because he's a square, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, go ahead. I ain't got nothing to do with it. You know, I'm not with the cop shit and the rat and shit and all that. So, but I can't tell this man what to do. It's his place. So he goes into the office, starts making his phone calls. He back in the office where I stole the guns from and shit, remember? He back there. So as he back there, I'm up in the front. All I could think about is, yo, how can I fucking open this up real quick and grab like a pound or two or something? You know, I'm like, I gotta do something. I can't just hand over this fucking bud like that. You feel me? Like, it's a lot of bud. So he comes back out and he like, yo, he's looking weird. So like disappointed, right? So I'm like, what's up? What they say? So he like, yo, first of all, I didn't even know until that day that the post office have basically their own police and investigators and all that. It's real police, but it's, you know, they deal with just the post office. I ain't know that shit until that day. So he come back out, he like, yo, they told me to just leave it alone. Like, just let it go. So I'm like, let it go? Like, let what go? What you mean? He like, yo, they were like not interested. They said, just let it go. If the person comes, just give it to them. So I'm like, nah, there's no fucking way I'm giving this shit up. So I'm acting like it's mine already. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why. I guess they even told them, don't open the package. You can't. It's illegal to open that package. They was like, you don't know. You telling me that it smells like something. You don't know for sure what's in there. He did give them the info, the girl's info and shit, but they was like, do not open that package. You can get in trouble if you open that package. You know what I mean? It's illegal to do that. So he's scared now. He like, leave it alone. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, nigga, you don't know me. I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting this go. So he ends up dipping. So I remember we got all the info of everybody that opens up a P.O. box. So I look on the computer, look the number up, the P.O. box number, boom, there go all her info. So I hit her up. I hit her up on the job phone, right? And I'm like, yeah, is this such and such? And she like, yeah. I'm like, yo, this is so-and-so from the parcel shop, the mail shop. So she's like, what's up? I'm like, yo, listen, we can't talk on this line. I'm gonna give you another number, hit me on that joint. You heard? Don't ask me no questions. I'm trying to make this shit real scary, right? So I just give her the number and I bang it on her. So of course she know it gotta be the fucking weed. You know, what else can it be? So she calls me on the cell phone just a few minutes later. So I'm like, yo, she like, yeah, what's up? So I'm like, yo, listen, you got some bud coming in, right? She like, no. She trying to lie because she don't know if I'm setting her up. She don't know what's going on. So I'm like, yo, come on, man. I got your bud. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's here. But I know it's bud. And my boss called the boys on you. So you can't come over here and get this bud. You going to jail if you come get this bud. So she like, oh, like I said, I don't know what you're talking about, this and that. That's not, ain't no bud in my package or whatever. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. You want to risk it? Then fuck it, risk it. But I'm just letting you know they here. You know what I'm saying? So she like, oh, so what? So what you calling me for? Like, what you want to do? So once she say that, I'm like, got you, right? So I'm like, listen, I could get this package up out of here, but it's going to cost you. Obviously, it's going to cost you. That shit ain't going to be for free. I'm not about to risk my freedom. You know what I'm saying? So she like, all right, what you talking about? So I said, yo, I want a stack. I think it was like a stack or 1,500 just for bringing it, just to dropping it off. I'll drop it off wherever you at. So she like, yo, I'll call you back because she said it wasn't hers, it was her man's shit. Some Jamaican dude from Mount Vernon. So I'm like, all right, you got my number. She hangs up. Like an hour go by, maybe an hour or two. She hit me back. She like, yo, my man said it's a go. So meet me at such and such. So I'm like, bet. So the store, I close up the store, throw the shit in the car. I meet her at the address. I'm like, it's her. It's not her man. I'm expecting to meet homeboy so I could talk to the nigga like, yo, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, where's son at? And so she like, he don't want to meet you. He said he don't want to meet you. He don't want nothing to do with you, whatever. He just take your money and go. So I'm like, yo, listen, this shit, like, we're gonna have to keep doing it something like this, cause you can't expect to be getting more shit sent to the store. My boss already called the police. They already on y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I'm the only one that can bring it in and out. I'm bullshitting like a motherfucker. I just want, you know what I'm saying? I just want in. So she like, well, like I said, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get back to you or whatever. So I'm like, all right, say that. But don't be stupid and keep sending these packages like that. You know what I mean? Make sure you let me know so I could do what I gotta do. Like I said, I'm just trying to get in there. I just want money. So she like, all right, whatever, boom, she dips. So like a month goes by, no phone call, no nothing. So one day I'm in the store, it's just me. Like I said, I was in that store most of the time by myself. Anybody from Mount Vernon, because I know it's some dudes from Mount Vernon in here, if y'all remember me from the mail and parcel shop over down on by Gramerton and all that, y'all know I'm not lying. I was in that store by myself most of the day, like most of the whole fucking week. So one day a package comes in with her name on it. And this shit smells like pure bud again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, is she crazy? And what was blowing my mind was that I'm guessing these dudes never heard of the vacuum seal bags or none of that, because they must have been packing this shit up in fucking ShopRite bags or something. Cause that shit was smelling like pure weed coming out these boxes. They didn't give a shit. They didn't try to cover it up or nothing. I'm like, these niggas is wild. So I'm tight though, cause I'm like, they think I'm, they must think I'm soft or something. Like I just told you I don't do that shit no more, without telling me. So I'm like, all right, cool. Since they want to play, this time it was smaller though. It was like 4 pounds, but that's still 4 pounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, I hit her up. I'm like, yo. She like, what's up? I'm like, yo, you waiting on a package, right? She like, yeah. I said, yo, that shit got clipped. She like, what you talking about? I'm like, yo, my boss called the boys again. They came and took it. So it's not here. It's over. She like, it's not there. What you mean? I'm like, it's not here. That shit is gone. So she's telling me, but I'm looking it up on the thing, on the computer, and it says that it's there. It got delivered there. So I'm like, yeah, I know that, you dumb bitch. They trying to set you up. You know what I'm saying? Like they want you to think it's here so you can come. They gonna lock your monkey ass up. But that's on you. So she like, nah, this shit is there, da-da-da. I'm like, yo, it's not here, bro. You can come and get locked up if you want. You know what I'm saying? But that's on you. So I'll holler at you. Banged it, cause I want the pounds. I'm like, fuck that. You ain't getting shit, cause y'all, they not trying to work with me. You know what I'm saying? Like once again, I'm acting like this is my whole fucking organization. You know what I'm saying? I'm just stupid, yo. So she comes down to the store. She like, yo, where my package at? Like I said, it's just me. So if my boss was there, this shit wouldn't be able to go down. But since it was just me, it was fine. So she like, yo, where my package at? I'm like, yo, shorty, that shit gone. The boys got your shit. That shit right in the back though. The box is right in the back. I'm like, yo, it's gone. So she kind of arguing with me a little bit, but I'm not budging. I'm like, yo, it's gone. Like, you lucky they not grabbing you right now. They might be parked right there. Fucking dumbass. So she say her little shit. She make her little phone calls. She spin off. She dip. I know she was mad as hell though. So she dips. So she dips. I know she tight and all that, but she dips. What can she do? She can't go in the bag and start looking for shit. She just had to dip. She took it. Took the L. So I thought. So soon as she dipped, I called my son, cause I was already in Mount Vernon for a little minute. So I made a lot of friends and shit. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? A lot of networking and shit with a lot of street dudes out there. I love Mount Vernon. Shout to Mount Vernon. I love y'all out there, man. So one of my dudes that I was cool with was another Jamaican dude, young Jamaican dude. And he was, I don't smoke bud or nothing, but he sold bud. That was his thing. So I hit him up, said, yo, son, pull up. So no questions asked. He just pulled up because he knew I was always on some come up shit. I got a bunch of more stories about this store, matter of fact, that I'm gonna be hitting y'all with. And he's in a few of them because he was like my go-to, like, yo, pull up. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that would pull up and I just boom, and he'll just dip off. And so he pulls up. He like, what's up? What you got? I'm like, son, I got 4 pounds of bud. He like, what? Let me get that. So I give it to him. Boom, we throw it in the trunk. He go to the crib. He put that shit up in the crib. He waiting for my phone call. I knew him for a little minute. I trusted him and all that. We did a few things already. So way worse than this. So he waiting on me to call him. So I call him. Bam. I'm like, since he already selling bud and shit, I asked him, what you want to do with it? You know what I'm saying? You could keep it and give me this much, or find somebody. So he said he wanted it. He wanted to keep it. He was gonna pay me up front for the shit. So I said, all right, cool. We came up with a nice amount. I felt comfortable with it. So did he. Boom, we made the deal. I got rid of them pounds the same day. Cause that's one thing too. I didn't want to be sitting on these pounds. I wasn't about to start breaking shit down into eighths and shit. Like I wasn't about to do that with some stolen shit. So I felt good. I got the cash, got the pounds out my fucking, you know what I'm saying, out my way. That was that. So a couple of weeks go by. I'm coming outside. I close up the store. I used to open and close that store. So I close up the store. I used to close up and shoot to Harlem. From Harlem, late night, I'll come back because I was living in the Ville. So I'll come back and just go to sleep and shit, whatever in the Ville. So I'm walking to the car. It's not even my car, it's a rental. I'm walking to the rental. I get up to the rental. This nigga son had the crazy drop on me. I ain't even see him. It was late night. I ain't even know I ain't even see him until he was already on me. So he backs out He backs out, say some shit. I turn around. I'm getting into my car. I turn around. He got the joint right on me. Jamaican dude, tall ass Jamaican nigga. So he talking some Jamaican shit. He got a real thick Jamaican accent. And he like, blood clot, you know what I mean? He like, with my butter, he asking for his weed and shit. He like, you think me stupid, da da da. So I'm like, son, I don't know what you're talking about. Of course I'm scared. I'm not like on some like, put my hands up, or, you know what I mean? But I'm just talking, but I'm nervous as fuck, you know what I'm saying? And I see this pistol. He don't got it on me, but it's out, you know what I'm saying? The shit is out. So I'm like, yo, bro, like I told you, shorty, that shit is gone, son. The boys came and took your shit, bro. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, what you want to do? You want to call the boys yourself and ask them for your weed back? Because I ain't got it, bro. So he say a few things. He tight, but he ain't have no other choice but to spin off. So he spins. He threatened me and shit, like, I mean, but he spins. And I get up in the rental and get the fuck up out of there, man. But I never seen them again after that. That was just that. You know what I'm saying? They had to just take that L. And man, even then I kept doing shit after that. Like, shit was crazy. But at this time in my life, just to give y'all a little idea, my world was upside down. You heard? I was bugging. I lost my mom. Nothing mattered to me at this point. You know what I'm saying? Nothing mattered to me. I think if I ain't have no kids, I probably wouldn't be here telling y'all these stories. Not saying that I would, took myself out, but I would have probably been going super ham. You know what I'm saying? I was already going ham, but I probably would have went extra ham. I'm telling you. But I think that's what saved my life, was that I knew I had kids that, you know what I'm saying, that I had to get my life together for and shit, which I'm grateful that I ended up doing it. And I'm a whole different person right now. But like I said, these stories is just stories of my life, stories that I've been through, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And the Yardie dude that I got the bud from, if you are watching it, because I know you from Mount Vernon and shit, this shit was a long time ago, bro. It was no hard feelings, but now you know what really happened to that bud. You know what I mean? Just chalk it up. I guess it's been a long time anyway, you feel me? Like, and it is what it is, bro. It's part of the game. And if you do want it back, I could be reached at 1-800, charge it to the game. I love y'all. See you next time. 1.